Here are Grandpa's 33 free gardening hacks you'll wish you knew sooner. Make fertilizer from weed tea. Did you know that common garden weeds can be turned into free nutrient-rich fertilizer? Grandpa always saved pulled weeds and soaked them in a bucket of water for about 2 weeks. The breakdown releases essential nutrients like nitrogen and potassium, perfect for feeding plants. Once steeped, strain the liquid and dilute it, 1 part tea to 10 parts water, before applying it to your garden. This free alternative boosts plant growth while reducing waste. Ask tree trimmers for free mulch. Grandpa never paid for mulch. He got it for free from local tree trimmers. Many landscaping companies dispose of wood chips after cutting trees and are happy to drop them off for free. These chips suppress weeds, retain soil moisture, and improve soil health as they decompose. Spread a 2 to 3 inch layer around plants and trees, keeping it slightly away from stems to prevent rot. Use tree branches as trellises. Skip the expensive store-bought trellises and use fallen tree branches instead. Select sturdy branches with multiple offshoots, then secure them in the ground or tie them together for extra support. These natural trellises help climbing plants like beans and cucumbers grow upright while blending seamlessly into the garden. Since they're biodegradable, they enrich the soil as they break down. For a stronger structure, use twine to secure vines as they grow. Make tomato cages from wire mesh. Tomatoes need sturdy support, and wire mesh makes an excellent DIY cage. Cut a length of wire mesh about 4 feet long, roll it into a cylinder, and secure the edges with zip ties. Place the cage around young tomato plants, pushing the bottom into the soil for stability. The open grid allows airflow, prevents disease, and supports heavy vines. This reusable hack keeps tomatoes off the ground, reducing rot and improving fruit quality. Get free compost from municipalities. Many cities offer free compost made from collected yard waste. Check with your local waste management or public works department to see if they provide compost pickup or self-loading sites. This nutrient-dense material improves soil structure, retains moisture, and feeds plants without the need for chemical fertilizers. If hauling compost yourself, bring containers or a tarp for easy transport. Regularly adding compost enhances soil fertility, leading to healthier, more productive gardens. Let insects handle garden pests. Not all bugs are bad, some are nature's pest control. Grandpa always encouraged beneficial insects like ladybugs and lacewings to keep aphids, mites, and caterpillars in check. To attract them, plant marigolds, dill, and yarrow, which provide nectar and shelter. Avoid using pesticides that kill helpful insects. Instead, let these natural predators maintain balance in the garden. If you need an extra boost, release purchased ladybugs in the evening when temperatures are cooler. Trap slugs with wet plywood. Slugs thrive in damp conditions, but you can outsmart them with a simple trap. Lay a piece of wet plywood on the soil overnight. In the morning, lift the board to find slugs hiding underneath, avoiding the sunlight. Remove them by hand or place them in a container of soapy water to prevent further damage to plants. This method works best in early spring when slugs are most active. Use cinder blocks for raised beds. Cinder blocks create sturdy, long-lasting raised beds with minimal effort. Arrange the blocks in a rectangular shape, stacking if extra height is needed. Fill the center with nutrient-rich soil and compost. The blocks retain warmth, helping plants grow faster, and the holes can be filled with herbs or flowers for companion planting. Unlike wood, they won't rot over time. For better drainage, line the bottom with gravel before adding soil. Make your own insecticidal soap. Skip store-bought pesticides and make an effective insecticidal soap at home. Mix 1 teaspoon of mild liquid soap, like Castile soap, with 1 quart of water in a spray bottle. Shake well and spray directly onto plant leaves where pests like aphids and spider mites cluster. The soap coats and suffocates them without harming beneficial insects. Apply in the early morning or late evening to prevent leaf burn from the sun. Support plants with sunflower stalks. Once sunflowers finish blooming, their tall, sturdy stalks make excellent plant supports. Cut them down and let them dry before staking them next to tomatoes, beans, or climbing vines. Tie plants loosely with twine to prevent damage. The rough texture of sunflower stalks helps vines grip naturally. As they break down, they also return nutrients to the soil. For best results, harvest stalks before they become brittle in late fall. Grow microgreens indoors. Fresh greens don't have to wait for spring. Grow microgreens right on your kitchen counter. Fill a shallow tray with moist potting soil and scatter seeds like radish, arugula, or mustard greens on top. Lightly press them in and mist with water. Place the tray in a sunny window and keep the soil damp. In about 7 to 10 days, once the greens reach 2 to 3 inches, snip them at the base. Place sponges in pots for moisture. Dry soil can be frustrating, but a simple sponge hack prevents it. Cut a clean kitchen sponge into pieces and place them at the bottom of pots before adding soil. Sponges absorb excess water during watering and slowly release it when the soil dries out, preventing root rot while maintaining hydration. This method is especially useful for plants in terracotta pots, which dry out faster than plastic ones. Collect free leaves for compost. Instead of bagging and discarding fall leaves, use them to enrich garden soil. Shred dry leaves with a lawnmower and layer them in a compost bin with kitchen scraps and green materials like grass clippings. Leaves provide carbon, which balances nitrogen-rich materials and speeds up decomposition. In a few months, they'll break down into dark, nutrient-rich compost. Spread this organic matter around garden beds to improve soil structure and fertility naturally. Start seeds in yogurt or solo cups. Skip expensive seed trays. Recycle yogurt or solo cups as seed starters. Poke a few drainage holes in the bottom and fill each cup with seed starting mix. Sow seeds at their recommended depth, mist with water, and place the cups in a sunny window or under grow lights. As seedlings develop, transplant them directly into the garden when the time is right. The cups are lightweight, reusable, and make seedling care more manageable. Buy affordable hand plows from Asian markets. Grandpa always believed in practical tools, and hand plows from Asian markets are a budget-friendly alternative to expensive gardening equipment. These lightweight, durable tools are designed for small-scale farming and raised beds. The sharp metal blade cuts through soil effortlessly, making it easier to create furrows for planting. Visit local Asian grocery stores or import websites to find them at a fraction of the cost. Build raised beds from salvaged wood. Save money and reduce waste by using salvaged wood for raised garden beds. Find untreated wooden pallets, old fence boards, or scrap lumber. Cut the pieces to size, ensuring they're at least 8 to 12 inches tall for deep-rooted plants. Secure the corners with screws or brackets and line the bottom with newspaper to block weeds. Fill with rich soil and compost before planting. Raised beds improve drainage, warm up faster in spring, and extend the growing season. Use cardboard for weed control. Did you know that cardboard can work as weed control? Instead of using chemical herbicides, lay flattened cardboard over garden paths or between rows to suppress weeds. Overlap the edges to block sunlight, then cover with mulch or compost. Cardboard prevents weed seeds from sprouting while retaining moisture in the soil. It gradually decomposes, enriching the ground with organic matter. Use cinnamon for rooting. Cinnamon isn't just for baking. It helps cuttings grow strong roots. Its natural antifungal and antibacterial properties prevent rot and disease. Dip the base of fresh cuttings into cinnamon powder before planting in moist soil or water. Over time, the cutting absorbs nutrients while the cinnamon protects against harmful bacteria. This trick is especially useful for propagating herbs, flowers, and houseplants. Place lawn grass with native plants. Swap high-maintenance turf grass for native plants that thrive naturally in your region. Native plants require less water, fertilizer, and pesticides since they're adapted to local conditions. Choose drought-tolerant wildflowers, ground covers, or ornamental grasses. Remove patches of existing lawn, loosen the soil, and plant native varieties. Over time, they'll establish deep roots, attract pollinators, and create a healthier ecosystem. Reuse your coffee grounds. Don't toss used coffee grounds. Repurpose them to boost your garden. Mix them into compost for added nitrogen or sprinkle directly on soil to improve drainage and aeration. Coffee grounds also deter slugs and snails due to their gritty texture. For acid-loving plants like blueberries and azaleas, lightly mix them into the topsoil. Let them dry before storing in a sealed container to prevent mold. Diapers and hanging baskets. Keep hanging baskets from drying out too quickly by lining them with diapers. The absorbent material locks in moisture and slowly releases it back to the soil. Cut an unused or clean diaper to fit the bottom of the basket, with the absorbent side facing up. Add potting soil and plant as usual. This trick reduces the need for frequent watering, especially in hot weather. Use old bread racks from bakeries, which are often free. Repurpose discarded bread racks from local bakeries as vertical garden structures. These sturdy metal or plastic racks can hold multiple plant containers, making them perfect for small space gardening. Ask bakeries if they have old racks to give away, then stack them against a wall or secure them to create a tiered garden. They improve air circulation around plants and make watering easier. Collect rainwater in barrels. Save money and conserve water by setting up rain barrels to collect runoff from gutters. Place a barrel beneath a downspout and add a mesh screen to keep debris out. Use the stored rainwater for watering plants. Reducing reliance on municipal water. Rainwater is naturally soft and free of chemicals, like chlorine, making it better for garden soil. To prevent mosquitoes, keep the barrel covered or add a drop of vegetable oil to the surface. Use cardboard to kill grass. Suppress unwanted grass and weeds by layering cardboard over the area. Wet the cardboard to help it break down faster, then cover it with mulch, compost, or soil. The cardboard blocks sunlight, smothering grass while allowing beneficial soil microbes to work. Over time, it decomposes into organic material that enriches the soil. This method is excellent for preparing new garden beds without digging or using chemicals. Line plant pots with coffee filters. Prevent soil from escaping through drainage holes by placing a coffee filter at the bottom of pots. The filter allows water to drain while keeping soil in place, preventing messes on patios and windowsills. Simply lay a filter inside the pot before adding soil and plants. This trick works for both indoor and outdoor containers and also helps prevent compacted soil from clogging drainage holes. Protect plants with plastic forks. Deter pests like rabbits and squirrels by sticking plastic forks into the soil around plants. Place them prongs up, spaced a few inches apart to create an uncomfortable barrier. According to Grandpa, this prevents animals from digging up seeds or nibbling on tender greens. The forks also help aerate the soil over time. Collect pumpkins for compost. After Halloween, gather discarded pumpkins to enrich your compost pile. Remove any candles or decorations, then chop the pumpkins into smaller pieces for faster decomposition. The nutrient-rich flesh adds valuable organic matter, improving soil fertility. If you have excess pumpkins, bury them directly in garden beds to break down naturally. Local farms and neighbors may gladly donate their leftovers, turning seasonal waste into gardening gold. Dig trenches for natural edging. Create crisp, weed-free borders by digging shallow trenches along garden beds. Using a spade, carve a V-shaped trench about 3 inches deep where the lawn meets the planting area. This natural barrier stops grass and weeds from creeping in while giving garden beds a polished look. Unlike plastic or stone edging, trenches require no materials and blend seamlessly into the landscape. Recut the edges a few times a season to maintain definition. Build a 3-bin compost with pallets. Upcycle old pallets to construct a simple 3-bin composting system. Stand 3 pallets upright in a U-shape and secure them with screws or zip ties. Repeat to create 3 side-by-side sections for active, aging, and finished compost. Rotate organic waste through the bins, starting with fresh scraps and moving them as they break down. This method speeds up decomposition and keeps compost manageable. Regrow grocery produce. Extend the life of store-bought veggies by regrowing them at home. Place green onion roots in a glass of water. Replant potato eyes or berry carrot tops in soil. Many leafy greens like romaine lettuce and bok choy also sprout from trimmed bases. Keep them in a sunny spot and change water regularly to prevent rot. Within weeks, you'll have fresh, free produce. Use cardboard to block weeds. Suppress weeds naturally by layering cardboard over garden beds. Remove any tape or stickers, then lay the flattened cardboard directly on the soil. Wet it thoroughly to help it conform to the ground. Cover with mulch or compost for a finished look and added nutrients. As the cardboard breaks down, it enriches the soil while preventing weed seeds from sprouting. Let insects handle garden pests. Encourage beneficial insects like ladybugs, lacewings, and praying mantises to control pests. Plant nectar-rich flowers like marigolds and alyssum to attract them. Avoid chemical pesticides that harm these natural predators. Release purchased beneficial insects near infested areas if necessary. Over time, they establish a balance, reducing aphid and caterpillar populations without human intervention. Use baking soda for fungi. Prevent and treat fungal diseases by spraying plants with a baking soda solution. Mix 1 tablespoon of baking soda with a gallon of water and a few drops of dish soap for better adhesion. Spray on leaves in the morning to allow drying before nightfall. This alters the pH on leaf surfaces, making it harder for fungi like powdery mildew to spread. Apply weekly for best results, especially in damp weather. For more contents like this, click here to subscribe.